Frank, Tam, Devo, Don, and Steph. Good morning, everybody. And what is today's discussion about right now?
Well, this one's good, and I think that every one of us will have something to say, but I'd be curious if any of you want to tweet what we're going to talk about. A newlywed on TikTok, well, she shared her wedding day regrets, and people are definitely loving her tips, which I guess regrets turn into things that you can fix for the next time.
Right.
Here's just one of her regrets.
For the next time.
First regret is not giving enough time to get ready. Trust me when I tell you, if you think you're giving yourself enough time to get ready, you're not. Your wedding day will go by in the blink of an eye, and there's just not enough time in the day to get everything done that you need. Hair and makeup takes longer.
So among her other regrets, she said not doing a rehearsal, not changing outfits for the first dance, and also not eating before, because that's something a lot of people, right? You're so busy mingling and schmingling.
But sometimes people are stressed, right? And they're like, oh, I don't want to eat because I'm feeling a little anxious or whatever it might be. So there's a lot of things. Let's go around the room right now. We'll start with our newlywed and Stephanie Henry. Is there anything that you regret from your wedding or anything that you would change?
So all of her regrets are all things that I did. So I'm like pat on the back. I did all those things. I got like a little charcuterie board for me and my bridesmaids and for the groomsmen, even though they did not eat it. They let it go to waste, but it's fine. So we were eating snacks before as we were getting ready. We got up super early. I had wedding planners as well, so like they were doing the venue stuff while we were just getting ready. So like if you think you don't want to spend on a wedding, get the wedding planner. Okay, if you don't like planning, so get the wedding planner. But I don't think I have a regret, more of a restriction. I only was able to start my ceremony at 5 p.m. in the fall. So I was running fighting the sun, because I was like, I got to get like the ceremony done, got to go run and get pictures done. So I wish I had more time to get pictures with my family and all my good friends outside of the venue, but I was able to get a lot of my photos done anyway, so.
I think there's a trend as well where some people will actually get their photos done on a completely different day. Sometimes even after the fact. So anyway,
Interesting.
I like that.
Not that they'll be next time.
It's been how many years have you been married?
12 years we've been married, Otis and I, and I don't have a lot of regrets when it comes to like getting ready. I was like you, Steph, like we got ready at a certain time. Our ceremony started like on the dot, which is amazing for a Jamaican family. We're like on the nose. So all of that was great.
Oh yeah, I did.
You didn't say things. You told us to come early.
Yeah, you guys were running in late.
You told me 45 minutes early, and I was almost late. Because Still 2-hour drive.
Still late. My one regret, though, and I've never even said this out loud. Here I go.
Oh, okay. We're on the couch.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera then.
Okay, my one regret, and I realized right away, I did not thank my sister.
Oh, no.
My biggest supporter in the world, the woman who has like helped raise me and made me who I am. I'm so sorry, Colleen. I love you, and you never brought it up. I don't know if you realized it.
Oh, wow.
But just know that I've realized for 12 years, this has been living rent-free in my head.
Carrying this with you for 12 years.
I've been carrying this for 12 years. It was just so, I'm free.
Be free.
You know when there's so much stuff going on, there's so many people you have to thank, and and like everything is just happening. And it was after I sat down and I was like, oh my God.
Did you write a thank you?
No, I didn't.
So
that too.
maybe
What am I ad-libbing? What am I doing?
Because you do this for a job. You're like, you do this for a living. You're like, I got this. I don't need to write a speech.
No, so that's my biggest regret. If I could rewind the day, that's the first thing I would do. Yeah, for sure.
But now it's good.
I love you. Colleen, I love you.
Don?
Okay, well, so the dress rehearsal in my case started with a different husband. Redo. And I would say, so yes, I'm in my second marriage, but my second marriage, I mean, it'll be 19 years this year. I was married young, which is not really the whole story. So my point being is the things that I learned from the first one outside of the wrong person. Doing the wedding for everybody else, right? Inviting everybody whose parents invited you to their wedding and all of that kind of stuff. Worrying about the small things that at the end of the day, no one really remembers about. Did you have roast beef? Did you have chicken? What did you have? Who cares? And I will say, so as a result, my wedding with my husband, Brad, who is in Vancouver right now, and God love him because he's just so supportive of me being out here visiting and all that kind of stuff, is we did everything we wanted. We had 26 people. We only had the people we want. That didn't mean every family member and extended family member was there. We had everything we wanted. And the only thing I would say is don't feel you have to buy the dress. And that, because it's a very expensive thing.
Excuse
It's
me.
an expensive thing to maybe hold and to pack and to carry. And for what purpose? You know, you have to really think, is there a reason for you to do it? So for me, I'd say, feel like you can rent the dress or borrow the dress or go completely outside the box.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, Frank Ferragini, do you have any regrets or anything you would change about? I'm almost regretting
There's
asking
some
this
obvious,
about your
there's some obvious things that I would change at this moment in my life, but I have 2 beautiful kids out of that, so that's the main thing. I love the idea of a marriage, and I love the whole idea of a union coming together. Wedding invitations, I would not do that again. That's a big expense, and I've never remembered or saved a wedding invitation in my life. I had a very large wedding. The thing I would do again is I didn't do a receiving line because it was like I'm paying for people to go in there and have a good time, have a good time. So I would do that again. Probably not as large of a wedding, but there are many things. I think there's so much stress over a wedding. It's just a day. People are going to be upset. You're going to piss off a family member. That's going to happen. You got to do it for yourself, and you have to be a little selfish, the 2 of you as a couple that day.
Yeah, it's about the 2 of you. I'm actually going
Yeah.
to my niece's wedding in Kelowna coming up in June. I can't even believe she's getting married. Like, you know what that's like, right? I mean, you have kids, so I mean, when that day comes, I mean, and they just literally sent an Evite.
Yeah.
That's it. You did too.
Yes, I did.
But the wedding invitations, like, you can spend a ton of money.
Yes.
way too much money.
And then you have to
much.
mail them all out, and then what do people do with them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you got to get
Drum out
back
eventually.
the food, like you know, people send that back.
the
No,
RSVP.
RSVP.
And you pay for that
Right.
postage
You
too. So you
do?
pay
Yeah.
for the postage going out, and you also put this. At least we did.
Yeah.
Put the
Stamp
stamp
coming
on
in.
the
Sure.
RSVP.
But there's some that even
Like,
give
it's
you
so
a
much.
like just hold the date. First they mail you out, hold the date.
Yes, save the date, yeah.
Then they mail you out the invitation,
Yes.
and then you have to mail back your food.
Yes.
See, a lot of this
online.
stuff, though, is based on tradition for a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? It's
Right.
like you were saying, like, do your thing as the couple. But sometimes it's easier said than done because you have so much pressure from family,
Yeah.
and
Don't
especially
listen.
old
Don't
school.
listen.
But you,
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
but
be
you're gonna
mad.
tell your
I
mom
fought over
no.
the
You're gonna
receiving
tell your
line.
grandma
The
no. You're
receiving
gonna
line.
tell
I was like, I'm not
grandpa-
going to do it. And they were like, you're supposed to.
You have to do it.
And I'm
You
like,
gotta
no
do it.
way.
That's how
I don't want to
it's
do
done.
that many shots with people walking in on that day. I
Who
don't.
pays for it matters. Who pays for
pays
the
for it
wedding matters.
matters.
And
Yeah.
when you pay for
In-
yourself,
in
you've
our
got a lot of
culture,
choice.
and I don't know if it's for everybody in my culture, but it's a lot of people. It's not your wedding; it's your parents' wedding. And when your kid gets married, that's your wedding. That's how they look at it. So there's a lot of pressure for a lot of people.
So you're
man.
taking
It's-
notes, is what you're saying over
Take
this
all the
full-
notes.
Is that why you've been
one
waiting
day?
so long?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Now
So
you know.
speaking of all of that, I'm just going to deflect over this way and say, you sound off coming up. What is one thing you would change, or is there anything you would change about your wedding day?